What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to fix this little armrest instrument panel that tends to come loose on the door. What happens is there is a little plastic clip in there that is supposed to, this piece right here is supposed to slide into and lock it into place, and they are very prone to breaking. So today I'm going to be installing these little aluminum brackets here, and these will go inside, mount them inside, and they will sit somewhere like that. And then they have one screw, and then they come with some glue as well. And these are supposed to just beef that up in there, and being aluminum, they shouldn't ever break. I do know they sell some plastic versions of these as well that just kind of slide in, but I'm gonna go with the aluminum ones, and then hopefully I'll never have to fix these again. All right, so to get this door panel removed, first up, on the outside of the door panel, or on the outer edge, we got this little plastic cover here. And we're just gonna pop off. And then we have a T20 screw that's back here. There we go. Then on this inside, we have one of these plastic, just little trim clips. Just like that. You might need to use like a 1-inch putty knife or a screwdriver or chisel kind of to work it out of there. Then we got this little triangle piece up top. This piece just pops out and then slides up. Just got a few of those clips on the back side. We're gonna go ahead and pop this guy out. You want to pop this right side out first, because then this side has to slide out. And then right above the handle, up in this corner here, we got a 7mm. Pull that out. And then behind our door locking latch, we're gonna pop that out. You're gonna go red side first, and then the other end will kind of slide out. There's just these little notches back here that hold that in. And then behind that, we got a Phillips screw. All right, after you got all those out, you should be able to just slide up and out. Just like that. Now we're gonna have a few electrical connections on the back side. I'll get those unplugged, and then I'll show you how each of them get unplugged once I have it out. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to get this green plug out of the way. Now we got a 7mm on this side. Alright, once you get that screw out, that screw is holding it in on this front end, so then you should just be able to slide it out completely. Alright, so this right here is the clip that breaks off. There's supposed to be another clip on this side, and then it's supposed to continue all the way through. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly take off the rest of that broken clip. Alright, so I just took that all the way back to where it's pretty much just flush with the rest of that. Alright, now it doesn't feel like it's got anything holding it back. So these are actually labeled left and right. So this one is going to go on this side. You put the X facing up, and then there's actually a bolt in here that is going to bolt onto. So pull this out real fast. So this is going to slide in just like that. And then that's just going to bolt in. We'll probably just use this. Actually, I think they give us a longer screw, maybe just because the old one isn't quite long enough to grab enough. So we got a few longer screws in there. These are just Phillips. I'm just going to test screw it real quick and alright, so that seems nice and tight. Alright, and then they give us some glue, and then on the instructions they tell us to apply the glue to all of these parts that are indicated, and then put the screw in. So I'm assuming they just mean the top of this, and then maybe the faces of these, anything that will be contacting the plastic. Alright. Make sure that's pushed in there nice and tight. Alright, just like that. We'll give that a second just to let that glue harden a little bit. While that's hardening, I'll quickly show you how all these connections work. So that one, when you plug it in, you're sliding these from the front to the bottom. This one here clips in like that. And then this blue one, it's got a little label there on the top of this. It says blue. So that clips in like that. That other one, I unplugged afterwards. But yeah, so this one you just push down here. This one you're gonna push down on that clip. And then this one you're gonna slide these forward. Just like that. And then here's a closer look at that one on the bottom. So you can either slide, pry up on this little plastic piece and slide it out. Otherwise these little notches just catch, so you can just pop this thing out. And for me it seems to come out easier that way, but obviously you can do whatever's easier for you. And then another thing to be aware of is that when I just pulled mine off, it popped one of these loose here. And I think on my driver door my lock would never lock all the way, and it was because both of these were popped off. So you just want to make sure you pop those back in. You got 3 of them, and then that'll make sure that your locking slide is where it's supposed to be. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing put back in. Alright, I'm just going to pop this thing off. It's just got these 3 clips on either side, so you just pry out. And I think that might make it a little easier to get this thing back in here. So I got that side clipped in. The front is where it's supposed to be. Slide this thing back in here. That should lock in nice and tight. Alright, then we can get this screw put back in. I'll be careful not to over tighten those, just so you don't strip out the plastic housing for the screw. Alright guys, now we're ready to go ahead and get it put back in. So we're just going to kind of do everything in reverse order. Alright, so I like to get the bottom hooked on, and then get all my electrical connections hooked up, and then actually get the door fully set. So I got that light clicked back in. Oh, don't forget to get your green plug put back in. Alright, I got all those hooked up. And you want to make sure the top seats in properly, and then just make sure that it's hooked in everywhere. Alright, and then we got the short screw Phillips that goes by the door latch, or by the door locking latch. Then we got our T20 star bit screw that goes on the outside edge. This one you want to be careful not to over tighten, just get it snug. Make sure you put that little clip back on, or that little plastic cover. And then we got our little plastic trim clip. And then we got our 7mm bolt. There we go. We got our little door handle cover plate. You want to get the skinnier side in first, and then pop in this other side. We got our little door lock indicator. And then we got our little plastic triangle piece. Alright guys, so that should be it all finished up. I'll go ahead and link those clips in the description in case anybody wants to order them. They do feel really nice. I can't say if they will be any better than the plastic clips available, but I have a little bit more peace of mind with the metal ones. But if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe for more, leave any video recommendations in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and good luck.